Hello people of YouTube. This is obviously a bit of a spur of the moment video that I wasn't really intending to make, but I have, well, it's like the Daft Punk song Get Lucky almost, in the sense that I have gotten lucky with this lot. Just got back from Mattel, which is a suburb out in the west of, more or less the west of Tauranga, and because an old workmate of Mum had this lot available, which I've kind of bought, or they've kind of bought, we've kind of bought off them as almost like an early Christmas present. Although yes, some people might say it is weird for someone who's 21 years old to be collecting older Thomas stuff. But look at Leokimvideo, his Thomas collection's enormous, and he's much older than me. Anyway, this lot is a mix of take-along and take-and-play items. Although actually, no, if you, over there, you might not be able to see my finger there, but over there, that is, I think, another Urtal Thomas. Might need to manually adjust the focus here. Oh no, sorry, wrong button. Hope that works. Yep, I think that's good enough. That's certainly a different Urtal Thomas to the one I already own. This one's licensed to 1993, but the one I already have is licensed to 1985. And of course, as soon as I saw this, adjusting focus is going to be fun. I saw this "Danger, engines must not pass this board" notice, which is just like what you see in the season 1 episode Down the Mine, and the season 2 episode Percy Takes the Plunge. Next up, there's two take-along Thomases. The one in front has got this rather impressive shocked expression, although I think it's one of the ones that's got a plastic smoke box, unfortunately. This other one though is like an old-fashioned take-along that's got the normal face minus the eyebrows. Yeah, this is one that's got the metal smoke box, I think. Yeah, the shocked expression one has a very different feel to the smoke box. Then there's Edward. Yeah, piss off Neo and Rebecca when we've got this guy. Yeah, this is a take-along model, I think. It's yeah, just looking at the licensing, it does say learning curve, so I think that's a take-along era item. Then there's Henry, Northwestern Railway number 3, and this is a take-and-play version. I already have one of these, but I don't really care, quite frankly. I think the good thing is, back in this era, most of the time they did get the wheel arrangement right for these locomotives, and Henry of course being an LMS Black 5, despite being green, so that means he's a 460. And then here is the real Xbox Nerds punching bag. This is Gordon, of course, and this is a take-and-play version, and I do already have a take-and-play Gordon, but it's like a 2012 era version that's got like a CGI era face and pinwheel axles, whereas this one clearly has the older style of axles. Next thing, we've got my family's engine, James. He is Lancashire and Yorkshire Railway class 28, but with a fictional 260 modification. This is another take-along model, I think. Yeah, it does say learning curve underneath, so yeah, that's take-along. That'll be interesting to put this alongside the take-and-play James I already have. Right, next up is NWR number 6, or Percy. Now Percy, of course, is a little 040 saddle tank, and I think he's either based, I think, on some Pickett design, or Great Western Railway saddle tank number 1338. I could be completely wrong there, but either way, I think this is another yeah, it's another take-along model, and it's just like that Thomas we saw earlier. This one's got quite an impressive shocked expression. Yeah, I wonder what you make of that. Although weirdly it's missing the coal detailing, but I don't really care. I'm mainly in it for this face, since I never knew that take-along ever did Percy's or renditions of characters with shocked faces. I mean, I never saw them in the shops, but yeah, just for the heck of it, there's both of the shocked engines. I suppose with Percy you could try to recreate that scene where he slides down the hill and crashes into a chocolate factory. And for Thomas, it could be like in the season 2 episode where he smashes into the front wall of a station master's house. Next up is the butt of many fan service jokes. And this is Montague, or Duck, the Great Western 5700 class pannier tank. And I remember Leokimvideo saying that this was one of the... please excuse the wind noise. Yeah, wow, this lighting's fantastic, he says without any sarcasm. But no, Leokimvideo, I remember him saying that this is one of the real heavyweights with these older die-cast models. And yeah, like this thing really is a heavy beast, even though in real life the 5700s were kind of go-anywhere machines. But you compare this to like the Trackmaster push-along stuff of today, this is pretty awesome, dare I say it. And yet a lot of the Mattel stuff, the modern Mattel stuff, is rubbish. This is diesel, the Class 08, and this is another take-along model, I believe. And I think I've got a Trackmaster push-along diesel as well, but frankly I can't be bothered getting that one out to compare it to this one. And a container full of clothes pegs just fell over. And here's Spencer, who is of course an LNER A4 Pacific. Although of course in this rendition the wheel arrangement is slightly wrong, because he's meant to be a 462, but for some reason he's a 262 on this model. Let's try and get into better light, methinks. Yeah, you can kind of see what his face is like there. He does certainly look a bit smug. Well, I don't know if that was his character, but oh well. Interesting how the tender, not sure if you can see that, the tender's actually got a bit of detailing to represent the corridor connection, which is quite impressive. But also these older take and play engines actually had spaces for the cab, or like a very basic cab detail. You don't get that on the Trackmaster push-along stuff of today, unfortunately. And then there's 3 female characters. There's Emily, who's a Great Northern Railway Stirling single, Lady, or as I like to call her, Supertramp Song, who is a freelance design, and then there's Molly, who is she is a Great Eastern Railway D16 class, or LNER D16, but it was an ex-Great Eastern design. Either way, she's a Claude Hamilton. This is, I still remember watching the episode Molly's Special from all those years ago, even though obviously season 9 is nowhere near as good as like seasons 1 to 5. Take 2. And here is a trio of what look like wagons themed around like Brendam Docks and the Sodor Shipping Company. What's curious is that 2 of them have got these random loads, which I think, that looks more like you can't see it too well, but that to me looks more like a lobster or a crayfish. Then there's this other one which I think is like some kind of octopus. I never actually had the take-along stuff when I was younger, so I have hardly any knowledge of the line's history and what items were included. There's also this fascinating box car, which has this feature where you can close the door, then reopen it, and it's a different silly thing. It's a different bit of detail each time. That really is quite impressive, and unfortunately it's yet another example of the sort of Thomas items that you just do not see anymore. And lastly, although I've just realised I probably can't reach them all that well from here. There's some road vehicles, although one of them just in the corner there is a bit of a banged up old, I think it's a take-along Herald over there. I don't think I'll bring him in for a close-up because it's one of the horizontal stabilizers is missing, and one of his landing struts is broken, and the rotors are a bit droopy. Now I'll bring this guy over first. That's Ned, the careless steam shovel who knocked out a keystone of an important bridge, and Thomas very nearly collapsed. Jack essentially helped save Thomas from a nasty accident. I never had any like toys of Ned when I was younger, so this is certainly quite an impressive thing to collect. And yes, of course, you can fiddle with the shovel and move it up and down, but it doesn't really do much. Like, you can't put anything in the bucket, unfortunately. Mind you, what would you be able to put in there if you could put stuff in it? And then there's Alfie. He's another one of the pack characters, and I'm not sure why he's got the number 12, but oh well, it's just, well, to quote Bruce Hornsby, that's just the way it is. Yeah, you can move his like arm up and down, and this bucket is very loose. Incidentally, I remember in college days I used to have a friend who was named Alfie, so it's kind of funny to get this character again. Although saying that, I think I might have had a wooden Alfie when I was younger, but I never had like take and play. Come to think of it, I never actually got into the take and play stuff when I was younger. And the last one we'll have a close-up look at is Bulgy, the really gruff and mean AEC route master who once tried to do Bulgy once tried to do over this guy and Oliver, the 1400 class. But Bulgy got his comeuppance after he got stuck under a very narrow bridge. That's the point. Why does this have a Magnus on the back when it's a road vehicle? And buses don't tow anything. Oh well, that. Let me just focus again. Right. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this rather different video. It's a bit, as I said, it's a bit spur of the moment, because I wasn't really intending to do this, but oh well. That's the point. If you've got any like older Thomas items, feel free to let us know in the comments. And I should also add that just a quick last message to Mattel and how they've completely screwed up Thomas's legacy with All Engines Go. Like, as far as I'm concerned, you lot can do whatever you like, or with Thomas, but you will never ever take away the memories that us older fans have made from watching this little blue LBCR E2 tank on the telly. And we'll always have, yeah, do whatever you like with like AEG, but we'll still have seasons 1 to 7 to enjoy. And on that note, I will end the video here. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.